What's up, guys? So I was just thinking about it, and tomorrow is literally going to be day 30 of me having committed to every single day for a month getting up at 5 a.m. or earlier. And I've stuck to it. It has not been easy. I've gone up 5 a.m. earlier plenty of times in my life and would typically get up around, 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, but never where I did it every single day. And so I wanted to see what would happen if I pushed myself and I did it. And I'm proud to say that I stuck to it. It has definitely not been easy. I mean, there's been some nights where what the situation required was for me to stay up till, after 1 o'clock, 2, and even as late as 3, getting literally only like 2 hours of sleep. And then the next night, having to know that you're gonna have to get up at 5 a.m. again. And even on Saturdays and Sundays when I had my daughter and I could rightfully sleep in and relax, I still got up at 5 a.m. And even on Labor Day this month, I got up at 5 a.m. And it's definitely been a stretch. I mean, there was a point when I just really was like, oh my gosh, I really want to keep doing this. But you know what? It's been totally worth it because I had a record-breaking week I run 3 businesses, and one of the weeks of this month I had a record-breaking week in all 3 of my businesses. And I think a lot of that has to do with the compounding effect. I'm a big believer in the compounding effect where you're doing something over and over repeatedly and it snowballs, where it's a penny a day over 30 days is like, I don't know, $10 million or something crazy like that. It's that compounding effect. My whole house and everything is so organized. I'm just crushing all my to-do list. I feel so on top of it. And so so I want to kind of explain the process that I went through and going through this. In the beginning, it was really exciting. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. I'm going to get up at 5 a.m., and then all of a sudden I hit this point where I was like, holy smokes, this is actually pretty hard. I could really, use some sleeping in. And I had to keep pushing myself through that. And that was challenging, where it was back-to-back days of getting up at 5 a.m. But I kept pushing myself through it. And now I've gotten to the point, after a month of doing this, where I am really enjoying it. I love getting up that early. A lot of times, believe it or not, I've found myself waking up 10-15 minutes before my alarm clock. Today I got up at 4:50 instead of 5 o'clock. Got up at 4:50, and I find that those early mornings are my favorite time of the day. I get done so much, it's ridiculous. And by the time that 8 a.m., 9 a.m. rolls around, I mean, I've literally lived an entire day before the rest of the world has even started getting going. And it's given me a real advantage over myself and just to be able to push myself to a level that I didn't really think was possible. And, it made me just start thinking about this experiment one time that was actually done by NASA when they were going to launch astronauts in outer space, and what they did in order to prepare the astronauts to go into outer space was they actually had them wear these goggles. These goggles that inverted everything. They flipped everything upside down. And I guess this was supposed to help, balance out their system and things like that or whatever for outer space and what like that. And so literally with these goggles, they were permanently attached to their head. They couldn't take them off. I forget for how long. I think about 6 weeks or something like that. They had to wear these goggles. And as soon as the second they were putting on, everything was upside down. The whole world was flipped upside down. And after a couple of weeks, it was just torturous. But the interesting thing that happened was all of a sudden on week 4 or something like that, the whole world flipped upside down, even while they were wearing the goggles. And it just blew everyone's mind. They couldn't believe it. That their brain had literally recalculated what was going on to create a new pattern to match their new identity of what was going on, so that they could continue to thrive given that whatever their circumstances was. And I think that's just such a powerful lesson for all of us, that if you're going to go to begin a new habit or anything like that in your life, that you're going to go through that period where it's really, really challenging. Say you're going to the gym or something like that. In the beginning it's going to be exciting. Then you're going to hit this period where it's really, really challenging. But if you keep pushing through it, just like what happened with those astronauts, all of a sudden your whole world is going to flip. And what was so hard is going to be natural, just simple, just easy. And so that's my quick message to you guys, based off of this experience of what I've gone through, is to try something new. You know, instead of just living the next 30 days, October is going to start in just like 2 days. And instead of just living the next month like you did this month, try something new. You know, try something different. Whatever it is, do something different to make this next month of your life memorable. I will never forget this month of getting up every day at 5 a.m. And I think that's just, you know, life's all about creating new memories and creating new experiences. So with that, hope you guys have a rocking, awesome day and have an awesome October. See ya.